Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me for our second in this week's stamp set of the week, Country Birdhouse. I always remember the birdhouse, it's the country, I always seem to forget. So today this is my card for Wednesday. Now if you haven't had a chance, pop back to our Facebook page and check out Jenny's video of her first card for her class. For Tuesday, I think it was around 9 o'clock it went live onto my Facebook page. Another brilliant idea of what you can do with our Country Birdhouse cards. So this is our card today. It's almost, I suppose, a congratulations card, an anniversary card. We're going to do a little bit of reverse stamping, so that should be good, and lots of die cutting. So let's bring in my supplies before we begin. So I have got, let's have a look. So I've got a piece of crumb cake that measures 8 inches by 5 3/4. I have a piece of old olive which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I have a layering piece which is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4, and I've also got the inside layer which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 also. That is our basic components for the card. However, there are lots of die cutting needed, and the colours I've gone for are Blackberry Bliss, Boho Blue, Melon Mambo and Crumb Cake, and I've also gone for Old Olive. So she says bringing that in. So as you can see, I've already done the die cutting. So I have cut the bird table and the stand out of the Early Espresso. No, Crumb Cake. Not sure where I got Early Espresso from. All the leaves have been cut out in Old Olive, and then I have cut all the flowers out of each of the other 3 remaining colours. So that's the Boho Blue, the Melon Mambo and the Blackberry Bliss. Now when I say all the dies, I only mean the ones that don't cut out the flowers that you stamp. That's what we will use tomorrow, but for today we're just using the dies without the stamps. Okay, so needing those 2 first of all, let's pop this little lot aside, and we're going to bring in our Stamparatus. Now unfortunately you can't get the Stamparatus from Stampin' Up anymore, but there are still many of these kind of products out there. Oh, you can see me on there. A kind of products out there that you can purchase. The main component that we really want is this silicone sheet. It wipes clean with any sort of chamois, like so. So if you stamp on it, which is what we're going to do today, you can just simply wipe it off, and it's also brilliant for when you're sticking things down with the glue. It's gone very dark here. I think the heavens are about to open, but hopefully not for too long, as I've got to take the dogs out for a walk later. Okay, so we're going to use this, but first what I want to do is bring in my top layer, roughly work out where my bird bath is going to go. Now in most of the cards you will see that you get this ornate piece up here, but for my purposes today I'm actually going to turn it down and use them as the legs of the bird bath, and then the bird bath will actually sit on the top like so. Once you're happy roughly where it's going to stick, so I'm just going to sink, yeah, that's roughly about there. Problem is if I put the light on, you're going to get so much more shadow than we have already. Right, so that's roughly where mine is going to go. And then with a pencil I'm going to draw a very thin line on top of the bird bath. Okay, then we can take it and put it into our Stamparatus. I'm actually going to pop it right at the top left hand corner of the gadget, hold this down with my magnet, and then I'm going to take my little bird and I'm going to put him over as far as I can to the left hand corner, but standing on the line that I drew earlier on. Okay, so there he is, all perfectly in place. Bring over the top and pick him up. I'm then going to use my under there just to give it a bit of support. Now, using my Memento Black, I'm going to ink up my little bird, make sure he is inked up as well as possible. I'm going to bring him over and then just push down gently and he will appear. So we'll do a little bit more on his tail. There we go. Okay, then what I'm going to do is remove the magnet and remove the card. I'm then going to re-ink up my little dicky bird, like so. Then I'm going to bring him over and I'm going to ink him up onto my silicone mat. So I'm going to push him down, make sure he's in place. His tail needs just a little bit more effort, probably because the hinge is there. Okay, so he is in place now. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring in your paper, you're going to turn it over, and you're going to pop it to the top left hand corner like before, and then gently lay it down like so and place your magnet. Then what you can do is you can once again bring your top over and push down. Okay, there's my bird, he's in place. Remove the magnet, pick up the piece of card carefully, and now you can see we have the two birds face to face. His little tail is just a little bit faint. Let's see if I can do that without smudging it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more ink on my bird. There we go. Bring him over, ink down the tail, a bit more. Bring over my bird again. So again, he's going to go straight over to the top left hand corner and gently come down. Pull that over and then push my bird back down. And if I'm really lucky, look at that. He's there. Perfect. Right, okay. So that can now go away. We bring him in and then we can colour him. So I've brought my three colours. Let's put the lid on that one there. And because they're so small, I'm actually going to colour them in today. So I have got light berry burst. I actually needed to have light melon mambo. So let me just grab my pens and see if I can quickly replace that one. So let's have a look, see. There we are, there's light melon mambo. Let's replace that. There we go. Perfect. Glad I spotted that early enough. Right, okay, so melon mambo. I'm going to colour in. So on here I'm going to colour on his wings. There we go. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in the light Blackberry Bliss and just colour around the rest of the bird. There we go. Goes all the way around. Miss out his nose. And of course, while I'm colouring in, there's silence on the video because I'm concentrating. See, now you can see why I don't video very often with my colouring. Okay, so that's, I'm just going to give him a little blue feet. Not that we'll actually see his feet, so I'm not going to worry too much. Okay, then I'm going to take, oh, hello Boots, the light melon mambo again, and I am going to colour in She's obviously just got a bee in her bonnet. I do apologise, there is nobody there, because I can actually see the front door from where I'm videoing. Let's bring him into there. And start from there and then just colour him in there. And then I'm going to bring in the light boho blue and colour the rest of the little dicky bird. So my little dicky bird is there, look at that, all coloured in. Let's do a little bit of his beak. There we go. Right, so the only other thing I need to do at the moment is I'm going to put a little heart. Now the actual stamp set doesn't have a heart in it, so I have used the heart shape from Hooray for Some Surprises. I'm going to stamp that in the Poppy Parade. Test it out on my paper. Yep. And then I'm going to put it there in between the two lovebirds. And while I'm here, I'm just going to do the rest of the stamping that I need to do. So at the top, I am going to put Let's Celebrate, and that is from the stamp set Simply Said. Obviously, both can be found in the new annual catalogue. So I'm going to stamp that in Pebble Path. So let's step that one up. Bring that down a bit closer to me. And I'm just going to, actually I've not used this one before, so let's make sure I'm happy with it. There we go. So we got Let's Celebrate. Oh no, leave that in. Then I'm going to stamp Happy Anniversary onto the inside of the card. So let's bring that layer in. There it is. And the Happy Anniversary, the reason I haven't put it on the front is actually it's too large, and it's my squiggle one that I like to use all the time, and for the life of me can't remember its name, so I will put that in the oops, that's upside down. I will put that in the listing of supplies if you're watching on YouTube. You can get the list of supplies. If you're watching on Facebook, pop over to YouTube and you too can have the supplies used. So, okay, Happy Anniversary. And there we are. We have the Happy Anniversary for the middle of the card. Okay, so that is all the stamping. So now we've got a little bit of gluing to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to, actually it's not all the stamping, I do apologise. I've got one more thing to do. There is in the stamp set a little wood grain. And I'm just going to put tone onto tone, the wood grain onto my top of the bird bath. Okay, then I'm going to, now I can stick the two of them down. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, that will be stuck down, but my bird bath I'm actually going to raise up onto dimensionals. So I shall put those onto there quickly. Let's grab my dimensionals and my pointy tool, and we can, one in the middle. Now I'm going to pop the dimensionals nearer to the base of the bird bath for the simple reason it means that I then have space at the top to stick things underneath should I wish to, like the leaves. Okay, so that's that down. Okay, so we can take those off. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so they can now go in line, and as you can see they will cover up the feet of our little birds, like so, and then we can glue this into place like that. And for that I'm going to use the multi-purpose. Put that up there. So I'm going to focus my glue mainly on the, come on, I've got one glue that is full that doesn't seem to want to come out, and I'm forever picking it up. Let's try this one. Okay, so I've got, that's better. I was going to say I've got glue on strike. So there we go. And then I'm just going to work out roughly where the centre is. Make sure that the feet are down the bottom as best as I can. And then that will go onto there. So that's the basic layout of the card. So what do we need to do now is to add our die cuts. So let's bring those in. We get rid of the actual dies, and we can bring in the flowers. Okay, so these are our die cuts. So the first thing for me to do is to stick down my leaves. So as you can see, they can go down without having to worry that I have nowhere to poke them. So that one can go. It's not going quite where I want it, so we can stick, that will go there. And then I've got one left, which I will probably hold on to. So let's stick those down first with the glue. So I'm only going to stick the leaf. I'm not actually going to worry about sticking the stem, because you're not going to see it, and it will be tucked down where the bird bath is. So that will go down quite easy. And I'll pick that one up. So I'm picking them up with my pointy tool, just dabbing on a small amount of glue and then sliding them back into place like so. And then that can go in. We're just going to wriggle that down. It's going to go round that dimensional. There we go. Perfect. Come on. There. Perfect. So that is now into place, and we can start adding our flowers. So I'm going to pop one down here. That's just that one. Let's have a leaf behind it, shall we? What do we think? Yep, we could do. Now if we want to, we could raise this one up. So let's see. Am I going to put it, I think I'm going to, let's see, do I want it like that? Or do I want it like that? I think I'm going to have it that way. So what I'll do is I will put a dab of glue on this section here, on the middle. Overlay it onto the blue, like so. I'm then going to turn it over. I'm going to add my leaf to it to go on to there, and then I shall put a dimensional over the top, which will hold it all into place. So I'll take my one dimensional. I'm not sure if the hold, yeah, I think I can get away with that. There we go. So there is our first flower. I'm going to take the backing off of that, and then we can add it into place just there. And now slowly but surely we can add our flowers. I suppose had I thought about it I could have done this bit in advance, but I didn't, so we're stuck here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my, oops, I have 3 of these half flowers, so I'm going to put one bit of glue on the base there. Come on, there we go. That will sit just there. Then I'm going to take the Blackberry Bliss, pop that into place there. Obviously you can move it around because there's only a tiny bit of glue on each of these. You can actually move it around with your pointy toe until you're actually happy where it is. Oops, she says. Come on. That's it. And then I'm going to put the blue one on top. So the question is, do I need half a flower? Half a flower, half a dimensional. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut a half a dimensional in half. Oops, that needs a section there. Pick that up, and that can be run along the bottom of the flower. There we go, and then we take the back off. Oops. And then that will fit just there, like so. Alright. And then we can just add our flowers. So let's see, we're going to have that one in there, that one there, and the purple one in the middle. Maybe just have it hanging over, and then they can go, there we go, slightly further up. Again, I'm just going to glue them with my multi-purpose, but just in the middle. So far I've had great fun with this stamp set. If you haven't seen, as I said before, Jenny's one for Tuesday, do pop over. By the end of the week, hopefully you will have 5 different versions of cards that you can create with this one stamp set and dies. It's been actually quite interesting to collaborate with somebody, especially as Jenny and I, our creative cards are quite different from each other, but they work really, really well, I think, side by side. And it's Jenny I do our card class with once every 3 months, to promote or show you how to use the new products coming up in the new catalogue. Right, so they work. Let's see. I can get them to stick. 1, 2. I wonder if I could. It's getting them all into place, isn't it, really, to make sure that they work. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I might stick that one into the middle of there. Let's put a bit of glue in the middle there. That's it. Pop that down. There we go. And then we can go one down. Maybe not. Come here, you. Right, let's see what we've got. So that would go there quite well. And curiouser and curiouser, isn't it, really? Take that one out. What have I popped? Oh, see, this is why I always do them beforehand, so I know exactly where I'm going to put them. Okay, you come out. you go in there, and you can go down there to hang over. That's those two. And then I'm going to do that one. Come on, you, turn over, that's it. Up there. And that one down there. Oops. There we go. I think that works quite well. Right, so let's stick those down very quickly and we can get on with the end of the card. You. Yep. Cluster together. Actually, I might put a dimensional on that one. See if I can raise it. I have a tiny, tiny piece just here that would fit perfectly on the back of this one. Take off the backing. Yep. And then we can hover those over there like that. And then maybe we can do the same with this one. That one's already stuck down, so let's go. So this one's stuck down with glue. I'm going to pop it there. But I'm going to take this one and raise it with another tiny, tiny dimensional. So let's have a look. So I go there. There. Pick that one up, come on. There, there we go. That will fit on the back of there. And I can pick that one off. Now, of course, if you want to, you could have some of your flowers have bling on them. But I think that will work for now. Move you out of the way. That can now be mounted onto our card base. Just seconds, I've covered it all up. There we go. So, matte layer on first, so that will go onto there like so. Colour it in with our, as you can see, when you colour it in on that side, colours it in perfectly on that side as well. So let's go through here. There we go. Give that a bit of a wriggle so it's actually straight. Always a good look to have straight cards. There we go. And then we can pop that onto our crumb cake. So fold that over and burnish with the bone folder. For those that you want to score, you're scoring at the 4-inch mark, and then you can pop that on top like so with the glue. Lovely. Okay. And that will go out onto there. And then, of course, we can put the bit into the middle with the happy anniversary. And I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal for that. So across, middle. Come on, there we go. And then that will layer on there like so. Right, so there is our Let's Celebrate and our Congratulations. So 2 cards, totally different really, once you change the colours. Interesting. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the creation of that card. If you do create your own cards, do let me know. I'd love to see them. Don't forget, you've got one more from me on Friday and one more from Jenny for this stamp set, so do pop over to the Facebook page and have a look at those. The other two will coming through Thursday, Friday. But whatever you do for the rest of the week, take care and happy crafting. Bye.